Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's both powerful and incredibly personal, the trauma bond. You may have heard that breaking free from a trauma bond is one of the hardest challenges you can face. But did you know that there's one critical mistake many people make that keeps them trapped? In this video we're uncovering that mistake and revealing exactly what you need to do to finally break free and heal. Stay tuned to discover how to break the cycle and reclaim your life. Before diving into the ocean of knowledge, let me make it clear that I won't insist you to subscribe. If you enjoy the video, you will subscribe on your own. However, I do insist that you watch the video until the end and leave your review in the comment section. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Understanding what a trauma bond is and how it forms. A trauma bond is a deep, emotional attachment that forms between an individual and their abuser or manipulator, often through cycles of abuse and reconciliation. This bond is driven by intense emotional experiences, including periods of both extreme stress and relief. Here's how it typically forms. Initial connection. The bond often starts with a seemingly normal or even positive relationship. There might be moments of affection and validation that create a strong emotional attachment. Introduction of abuse. Over time, the relationship takes a darker turn, with the abuser introducing patterns of control, manipulation, or outright abuse. This could be emotional, physical, or psychological. Cycle of abuse. The key to a trauma bond is the cycle of abuse followed by periods of calm or reconciliation. After an abusive episode, the abuser might apologize or show remorse, providing relief and hope that things will improve. This cycle reinforces the emotional attachment. Intermittent reinforcement. The abuser may intermittently provide affection or positive reinforcement, which keeps the victim hopeful and invested in the relationship despite the abuse. This inconsistency strengthens the bond by creating confusion and dependence. Emotional bonding. Over time, the intensity of these emotional experiences, both the highs and lows, can create a powerful, almost addictive connection. The victim starts to rely on the abuser for emotional validation and becomes conditioned to the unpredictable nature of the relationship. Normalization of abuse. As the cycle continues, the victim may begin to normalize the abuse and believe that this is what love or relationships are supposed to be. This belief makes it incredibly difficult to recognize the toxicity of the bond and to take steps to break free. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it helps individuals recognize why they may feel trapped or conflicted about leaving an abusive relationship. By acknowledging the trauma bond, they can begin to address it and work towards healing. Number 2. Common mistakes that prevent breaking the trauma bond. Ignoring the cycle of abuse. One of the most significant mistakes is failing to recognize the cyclical nature of the trauma bond. Many people overlook or minimize the patterns of abuse followed by reconciliation, which keeps them stuck in a repetitive cycle. Understanding this cycle is crucial to breaking free, as it helps in identifying and addressing the root cause of the attachment. Holding on to false hope. People often cling to the hope that their abuser will change or that the relationship will improve on its own. This optimism can lead to prolonged suffering as it delays necessary action. Believing that things will magically get better without substantial effort or change from the abuser can trap individuals in the bond longer than necessary. Blaming themselves. Victims sometimes internalize the blame for the abuse or feel responsible for the abuser's behavior. This self-blame can lead to guilt and confusion, making it harder to take decisive action to break the bond. It's essential to understand that the abuse is not the victim's fault and that they deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. Minimizing the impact. Another common mistake is downplaying the severity of the abuse or convincing oneself that it's not as bad as it seems. This minimization can make it difficult to acknowledge the need for change or to seek help. Recognizing and accepting the full impact of the trauma is necessary for healing and moving forward. Avoiding professional help. Some individuals try to handle the situation on their own or avoid seeking professional help due to stigma or fear. However, therapists and counselors can provide valuable support and tools to understand and break the trauma bond. Professional guidance is often essential for navigating the complexities of recovery. Maintaining contact with the abuser. Continuing to engage with the abuser, whether through direct communication or indirectly through social media, can hinder the process of breaking the bond. Maintaining distance is crucial to create a healthy separation and to begin the healing process. Failing to set boundaries. Not setting or enforcing clear boundaries can perpetuate the trauma bond. Boundaries are essential for protecting oneself from further manipulation and abuse. Establishing and maintaining firm boundaries helps to break the cycle and assert control over one's life. By understanding and addressing these common mistakes, individuals can better navigate the process of breaking free from a trauma bond and begin their journey towards healing and recovery. Number 3. The importance of self-awareness in recognizing and addressing the trauma bond. Self-awareness plays a critical role in recognizing and breaking free from a trauma bond. Here's why it's so essential: identifying emotional patterns. Self-awareness helps you recognize the emotional patterns that sustain the trauma bond. By reflecting on your feelings and reactions, you can identify how the abuse and intermittent reinforcement affect you emotionally. This awareness makes it easier to see the harmful dynamics at play. Understanding triggers. Being self-aware allows you to understand what triggers your emotional responses and keeps you attached to the abuser. Recognizing these triggers helps in developing strategies to manage them and reduce their power over you. Acknowledge the cycle. Self-awareness enables you to see the cyclical nature of the trauma bond, the pattern of abuse, followed by reconciliation. By understanding this cycle, you can start to break free from it and make informed decisions about your relationship. Recognizing personal needs and boundaries. Through self-awareness, you can better understand your own needs and the boundaries that have been violated. This understanding helps you articulate and establish healthy boundaries, which are essential for breaking the trauma bond. Evaluating self-worth. Self-awareness aids in assessing your self-worth and how the trauma bond impacts your self-esteem. Understanding that you deserve respect and kindness is crucial for breaking the bond and fostering healthier relationships. Making informed decisions. With increased self-awareness, you can make more informed and deliberate decisions about your relationship. It empowers you to take actionable steps toward healing and to seek support when necessary. Engaging in reflective practices. Practices such as journaling, meditation, or therapy can enhance self-awareness by helping you reflect on your experiences and emotions. These practices provide insights into the nature of the trauma bond and how to address it effectively. By cultivating self-awareness, you gain a deeper understanding of the trauma bond's impact on your life and are better equipped to take the necessary steps towards healing and recovery. It's the first crucial step in breaking free from the cycle and reclaiming your life. Number 4. Setting clear boundaries to disrupt the cycle. Setting clear boundaries is essential in breaking the cycle of a trauma bond. Here's why this step is so impactful: establishing limits. Boundaries define what is acceptable and what is not in a relationship. By setting clear limits, you communicate to the abuser that certain behaviors are unacceptable, helping to halt the abusive patterns that sustain the trauma bond. Preventing manipulation. Clear boundaries make it harder for the abuser to manipulate or control you. When you establish and maintain these limits, you reduce the abuser's ability to exploit your vulnerabilities or push past your emotional and psychological boundaries. Creating emotional safety. Boundaries help protect your emotional well-being. By enforcing limits on how you're treated, you create a safer environment for yourself, which is crucial for healing and breaking free from the trauma bond. Promoting self-respect. Setting boundaries reinforces your self-worth and self-respect. It signals that you value yourself and will not tolerate behaviors that undermine your dignity. This self-respect is essential for ending the cycle of abuse, encouraging healthy interactions. Boundaries foster healthier communication and interactions. They help establish a more balanced and respectful dynamic, whether with the abuser or in future relationships. This shift is crucial for breaking the trauma bond and building healthier connections. Maintaining distance. In some cases, setting boundaries might involve creating physical or emotional distance from the abuser. This separation disrupts the cycle of abuse and reconciliation, providing you with the space needed to focus on your healing. Reinforcing accountability. Boundaries hold the abuser accountable for their actions. By clearly stating the consequences of violating your boundaries, you encourage the abuser to respect your limits or face repercussions, which helps to prevent further manipulation. Empowering your decisions. Setting boundaries empowers you to make choices that are in your best interest. It gives you control over your interactions and your environment, which is crucial for breaking free from the trauma bond and fostering your recovery. By setting and maintaining clear boundaries, you disrupt the cycle of abuse and manipulation that perpetuates the trauma bond. It's a fundamental step in reclaiming your power and moving towards a healthier, more respectful relationship dynamic. Number 5. The role of professional help in healing from trauma bonds. Professional help plays a crucial role in healing from trauma bonds. Here's how therapy and counseling can significantly aid in your recovery. Expert guidance. Therapists and counselors are trained to understand the complexities of trauma bonds. They provide expert guidance on recognizing the patterns of abuse and the psychological mechanisms behind trauma bonding, offering insights that can be difficult to gain on your own. Safe space for exploration. Professional help offers a safe, non-judgmental space where you can explore your experiences and feelings. This environment encourages open dialogue about the trauma bond, allowing you to process and understand your emotions without fear of judgment or reprisal, developing coping strategies. Therapists can teach effective coping strategies and techniques to manage the emotional and psychological impacts of trauma bonds. These strategies help you build resilience and handle stressors that arise as you work towards breaking the bond. Identifying and addressing triggers. Professionals assist in identifying personal triggers that keep you attached to the abuser. They help you develop skills to manage and respond to these triggers in a healthy way, reducing their power over your decisions and emotions, building self-esteem and boundaries. Therapy focuses on rebuilding self-esteem and self-worth, which are often undermined by trauma bonds. Professionals also help you establish and maintain healthy boundaries, which are crucial for breaking the cycle of abuse. Processing trauma. A therapist can guide you through the process of healing from past trauma. This involves exploring and processing the emotional pain associated with the trauma bond, which is essential for moving forward and creating a healthier future, providing support and accountability. Regular sessions with a therapist provide ongoing support and accountability. They help you stay committed to your recovery goals, offering encouragement and feedback as you navigate the challenges of breaking free from the trauma bond. Exploring relationship patterns. Therapy often involves examining past and current relationship patterns to understand how they contribute to trauma bonding. By gaining insight into these patterns, you can make healthier relationship choices moving forward. Facilitating personal growth. Professional help promotes personal growth and self-discovery. It empowers you to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and your needs, which is vital for creating a fulfilling and balanced life beyond the trauma bond. In summary, professional help provides the expertise, support, and tools needed to effectively address and heal from trauma bonds. It's a fundamental component of recovery that helps you understand the trauma bond, develop coping mechanisms, and build a healthier, more resilient self. Thanks for watching. Understanding and breaking a trauma bond is no easy feat, but with the right knowledge and tools, it's entirely possible. Remember, recognizing the cycle, setting clear boundaries, and seeking professional help are powerful steps toward reclaiming your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might benefit. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Together we can break the cycle and build a healthier, happier future. See you in the next video.